Hi, this is Stephanie Kelton, and you're listening to Left Out.
One of the questions we need to ask you, since you're a prominent female economist, I think it's something like only 13% of U.S. Academic economists are women. And only one has won the Nobel Prize for economics.
I accept.
You want to reward you?
We'll try to help nominate you in this podcast. What kind of difficulties do women face in the economics profession, and what kind of experiences can you share or would like to share for the young women either trying to break into the economics profession or are just starting out in it?
I remember being at a conference, 95, I think, an economics conference in Denver. And somebody took a photograph. And after the conference, they sent me a copy of the picture. And I was looking at this picture, and somebody else came over and said, "Are you always the only female at these things?" And it was the first time it ever occurred to me. And that's crazy, because here I am surrounded by all of these
Did you have a lot of brothers? Or
I have no brothers.
Oh, okay.
It just didn't occur to me, honestly. And I looked at the picture, and then I had to answer the question, and so I had to think about it. And I started picturing myself in different settings, and I said, yeah, I guess I am. But it honestly had not occurred to me. Now, I was young, and I'm certainly more in tune with those disparities today.
Right.
But teaching graduate classes, at least at my previous university, the balance was very close to even, maybe 40, 60, something like that. We had a lot of women in our graduate program, and we worked in part to make that the case as well. We wanted the representation. I see there is an imbalance, no question about it.
Yeah.
I think, I would encourage women. I think a lot of women see it as a male profession. Being an economist is something men do, especially old white-haired men.
Yes.
White men, yeah. But women are entering the discipline, and I'm seeing more and more come up and come through and succeed. And it's still harder for women through the promotion and tenure process. Women do have more difficulties, no question about it, getting from assistant to associate professor and then making the final jump.
There's one woman economist, I forgot, she was saying, like, if you're published if you're co-authored on a paper with a male, it'll be like the male that receives the sort of the accolades or the attention for the promotion or whatever it might be.
I'm not familiar with all of that literature, but I know that it's out there, and I know that there are people who look at this sort of stuff. And this never occurred to me to think of in all these years, but my very first publication in a peer-reviewed journal was in the Cambridge Journal of Economics, which is a pretty good journal. And I remember that I published it as S.A. Bell. And I did it because I didn't want people to know that it was by female. Because you know why? I thought fewer people would read it.